Imagine a city with no roads, no cars, no carbon emissions. A mirror-clad megastructure stretching 170 kilometers across the desert, longer than the distance from Los Angeles to San Diego. Now imagine it's only 200 meters wide. Saudi Arabia is spending $1 trillion to build exactly that. They're calling it the line. And if it works, it will rewrite every rule we have about how humans live on this planet. But here's the thing no one's talking about. This isn't just about a futuristic city. It's about survival. For decades, Saudi Arabia had one export that mattered: oil, black gold that funded palaces, cities, and an entire nation's identity. But the world is changing fast. Electric vehicles, renewable energy, carbon neutrality pledges from every major economy. The kingdom saw the writing on the wall. Oil won't last forever. So in 2017, Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman launched Vision 2030, a plan to transform Saudi Arabia from an oil state into a global hub for technology, tourism, and innovation. The centerpiece? NEOM, a 26,500 square kilometer zone in the northwest, larger than the entire country of Israel. Within NEOM, the crown jewel is the line, a linear city designed to house 9 million people in a space that defies physics, logic, and everything urban planners thought they knew. No sprawl, no congestion, just a vertical metropolis where everything you need is within a 5-minute walk. The desert that once symbolized emptiness would become the world's most advanced urban experiment. The line is not a city, it's a machine. 2 parallel skyscrapers, each 500 meters tall, running in a straight line for 170 kilometers. The exterior, mirrored glass reflecting the desert sky, making the structure nearly invisible from a distance. The interior, a 3-layer system. At the top, residential units, green spaces, and sunlight. In the middle, schools, shops, parks, everything accessed by foot within minutes. At the bottom, an ultra-high-speed transit system capable of moving you from one end to the other in just 20 minutes. 0 cars, 0 streets, 0 emissions. Every resident would live in what they call zero-gravity urbanism, where horizontal sprawl is replaced by vertical density. I would manage everything. Energy grids, water recycling, air quality, even foot traffic. The city would run on 100% renewable energy. Desalination plants would turn seawater into drinking water. Vertical farms would grow food inside the structure itself. But here's where it gets wild. The line is just one part of NEOM. There's also Trojena, a year-round ski resort in the desert, set to host the 2029 Asian Winter Games. Sindala, a luxury island for super yachts and the ultra-wealthy. And Oxygen, a floating industrial city designed to be the world's largest structure floating on water. Together, they form an ecosystem that doesn't just challenge conventional city design, it obliterates it. But building the impossible comes with impossible challenges. The engineering alone is staggering. Constructing 2 500-meter tall buildings across 170 kilometers of uneven desert terrain? That's never been done. The cost estimates keep climbing. Some analysts say the real price tag could hit $2 trillion. And the timeline? Aggressive doesn't even begin to describe it. The first phase is supposed to be complete by 2030. That's less than 4 years away. But there's one thing most people missed. The line isn't being built in empty desert. There were people living there, Bedouin tribes, small communities with deep roots. Reports surfaced of forced evictions, of families displaced without warning. Human rights groups raised alarms. International media started asking uncomfortable questions. And then there's the labor force. Tens of thousands of migrant workers, many from South Asia and Africa, building this vision under extreme conditions. Stories of withheld wages, passport confiscation, deadly accidents on construction sites. Saudi officials deny the accusations. They insist the project follows international standards, but the shadow remains, and it raises a deeper question. Can you build a utopia on someone else's suffering? Beyond the ethical concerns, there's a strategic calculation. Why build this now? Why here? Because Saudi Arabia is racing against time. Oil revenues are still strong, but the window is closing. The trillion-dollar investment is a bet, a massive, all-in wager that the future of human civilization will value sustainability, technology, and verticality over sprawl and extraction. If the line succeeds, it becomes a model. Cities around the world will study it, replicate it, adapt it. If it fails, it becomes the most expensive monument to hubris ever constructed. Either way, the world is watching. The line is more than concrete and glass. It's a test of whether humanity can build cities that heal the planet instead of destroying it. A test of whether technology can solve the crises we've created. And a test of whether ambition alone is enough to reshape reality. Right now, construction crews are working around the clock in the Saudi desert. Cranes pierce the sky. Foundations are being laid. The first structures are rising. In a few years, we'll know if this was genius or madness. But one thing is certain. The age of impossible cities has begun. And what happens in the desert won't stay in the desert. It's coming to a skyline near you.